Man, it's a good trip. You know, I mean, I like his football team. I mean, they're an awful good team. It's the best Aggie team I've seen in some years on film. Guys are awful good, and Gary's to be congratulated on what he's done, and through his patience and hard work up there, he's put together, looks like something pretty special. So we'll come up and see what we can do. You know, we'll show up.
Whatever.
We'll take the bus up there.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever, or plane, or whatever. Could you loan me your driver for?
Yeah, you can have him.
Okay.
Yeah, you can have him
for the day if he's not busy.
Yeah,
I'll just have him come and pick me up and take me up there.
He'll have some time. He can do that for you. Absolutely. So.
But it's you know, for Weber, I think it's important that we play these in-state games. Utah State, Utah, BYU. I think it's the only way you're going to have an opportunity to gain any respect, and so it's you know, I'm looking forward to it, and you know, this. But I think this particular team at Utah State is going to go a long ways. You know, they got all their pieces in the puzzle put together. Quarterback is awfully good. The runners are good. The offensive line is good steps, do the right thing. And then obviously defensively, you got good players over there. So,
you want me to go? Okay. First of all, you know, Mac talks a lot about the respect, and before we talk about Weber State, my respect for Mac. I mean, everybody that knows me know how much I respect Coach McBride. I would not be in this profession, would not have had the opportunities I've had without Coach Mac. So he's said it many times. He's like a second dad, and he's had him as a coach, and he was a tough guy then, and had him as an assistant. Obviously, as an assistant for Mac, and he was a tough guy then. He taught me many things, not just football-wise, but he taught me about life. He taught me how to handle situations, and you know, be real honest. He taught me how to get through some of the situations that we're going through this last weekend, and how to continue to fight. So he's more than a mentor. He's a special person to me, and always will be. So if you move on to Weber, we know exactly what we're going to get. A team that's going to be unbelievably prepared. A team that wants to be physical and will be physical. It's not their choice to be physical. It's the head coach's choice that will be a physical football team, and they'll play extremely hard. They love the man they play for, just like it's always will be that way. So we're going to have a team that's very excited to play. All you got to do, throw on the tape and see what they did against Wyoming. Many opportunities to win the game. At the end, didn't go their way, but dominated, in my opinion, the defense of Wyoming in the run game, especially consistent run games. It's not like they ran the ball for 80 yards here and 70 yards here or whatever. It was a consistent run game for 4 quarters, and that was very impressive to me and caught my eye very quickly. On the offensive side of the ball, as far as what we have to be able to do, we have to be able to control the football, and they're going to be an aggressive defense that is going to be schooled up and understand exactly where they're going and what direction they're headed. So it's a good team. After game one, I guess you can look at both teams and say that they're good football teams that didn't win, but my respect for Weber State as a program is very high, and you all know how I feel about the head coach.
Both of your games, when you face friends, are they more difficult?
This isn't friends for me. This is a mentor. This is a dad for me. I mean, it's one thing to play against, Rob Akey at Idaho or what have you. That's a friend. Or play against Kyle. That's a friend. This is different for me. But does it change the way you prepare? No, it doesn't. It doesn't do anything different. I mean, we all believe in the way we prepare for a game, and what we're setting ourselves up for is a team to do the best they can do and play at the best of their abilities. But it's an honor for me to be able to have him be across the sidelines, and I take some pride in he pushed me to get into this profession, and he encouraged me to get in the profession, and I take some pride in the fact that I've been able to do what he thought I should do when I was 20 years old and basically confused what the next step of life was going to be for me. And
you were confused.
He told me where to go and what to do.
Would you want to be a rocket scientist? I don't think so.
Probably not. you know me better than that. Well, you're the one that told me to major in political science and be a lawyer. That was a mistake.
Did I tell you to major in political science?
Yeah, you did. You told me to be in yeah.
I think that was good.
Because didn't have to take that one math class, you remember?
Good idea.
Let's not do this.
Good idea. Skip math.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I tell everybody now, too.
Yeah.
Skip math.
I agree. Yep.
Coach McBride, how good a player was this guy?
Gary was as tough a guy as you could coach. Gary played with injuries. He played no matter what, and so every Saturday he was, regardless of what shape he was in or what problems he had, he played, and he played hard, and he was a leader, and the guy was a natural for this profession when he was a player. You could tell some guys are destined for certain things, and Gary's whole demeanor as a player said, "Hey, this kid needs to be a coach," and he fell right into it. It was a natural thing for him. It was kind of where he belonged, and then you see where he is now. And I'm obviously I'm very proud of what he's done, and there was no doubt in my mind when Utah State selected him as a head coach that he was the only guy they could select, and that's what I told the people up there when they talked to me. I said, "Hey, there's only one guy that will do what you need to get done here." So it's not like you need to look around, because this is the guy that can get it done, because he knows how to do it. He'll fight through the tough times to get to the good times. He knows how to handle adversity. He knows what has to be done, and he knows that he's one of these guys that's 24 hours a day. That's what he thinks about. He thinks about football and thinks about the kids in his program and what they have to do to succeed. So I'm certainly proud of what he's done, and this particular team is a good example about how he's put it together piece by piece.
This is what, 20 years as a head coach for you. You've never brought a Weaver team to Logan. You've been to Logan before.
I've been to Logan plenty of times.
In a competitive situation.
Yeah, I've been there. I've been there too many times, maybe. I don't know.
You always been treated well by the Aggie crowd?
Yeah, I have no problem with the Aggie. They used to have a door there where they used to listen to what we were doing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then when Bruce Snyder was there, they had the greased jerseys. Remember that? Yeah.
Oh, that's a great story.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you what he did, okay? All right. So we go to Utah State, and I'm convinced of it because Mac's convinced that that's what happened. So as a player, he's got the GAs yelling through this door and through this vent at halftime, so the Utah State guys can't hear what we're doing at halftime. So that was kind of what we did that twice.
Yeah, so we did that twice.
But what about the one year when we drove to Logan and we were late? And you had Gerke up in the very front of the bus directing traffic. We're going the wrong way down Main Street because we were going to be late to get to the stadium. You remember that day?
Yeah.
Mac wasn't real happy on that moment. That's for sure. That was not real happy.
Yeah, there's been a lot of famous stories with the Aggies and the Utes, man. But and actually one of the players that played up there told me about. He said. And he was actually a family member, and so he said he called my wife, I think, and said, "Hey, tell Coach to make sure that those guys listen to the door what they do at halftime, so what adjustments they're making. So make sure you put somebody at the door." So my wife said, "Hey, you better check at that door at halftime."
We don't have vents anymore. We have cameras and stuff in there now, though. So.
I said, "Okay, we got that covered." And then that one time with the greased jersey, that was something with the guy with a D lineman came off and his hand was full of grease. I said, what do you got, man? He said, I don't know, it's on this guy's jersey. and then I remember they denied it, and then one of the kids that played, it was another guy that I knew well. He called. I said, hey man, what about this grease jersey? Oh yeah, the coach put him on there. I said, you got to be kidding. He blamed it on the equipment guy. So yeah, there's been some, and then the one with Mafala with the.
I wasn't there for that one. I missed that one.
Yeah, that was ugly actually. That was really ugly. That deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's been some interesting stories over the years. Remember the time down there where they clipped we lost 2 linemen when the guys took their knees out on PAT.
Was I there?
Yeah, I don't know if you were there or not, but that was. I remember almost everything with the Aggies.
He does remember everything.
It's good. My memory's still good.
Yeah,
you know what
good.
I mean? I can still remember.
Yep, it is good.
Coach Mack, Coach A refers to you as kind of like a father. Do you have kind of like a proud papa moment when you coach against your fellow coach that you like?
What did he say?
Kyle?
If you coach against one of your ex-players, do you have like a proud moment or something? Yeah.
Like a proud papa?
Well, I don't want to be a proud papa this weekend. You know what I mean? But yeah, sure. When I watched that film of them against Auburn and watched the game on TV, I was really, really proud of what they did. Of course, last year when you beat BYU up there and you guys played well, man, I was ecstatic that day. I mean, it was like a birthday present. You know, and I could see all those Utah State fans is like the whole world had came off their shoulders, you know. I mean, I could see, oh my God, we did it. And he did it in good fashion. I mean, that was a heck of a football game. and so, and these guys, I had talked to those guys afterwards, and they probably partied for 2 days. I don't know, but they were having a good time.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Oh yeah,
Thank you.
There's no go. You beat BYU. That's always a good time, right, Coach?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a fun team to beat.
Yes, it is. Yep.
Anything else? Anybody?
I guess you've never done this before, Coach, against a guy you coached and was an assistant and now is a head coach. Is this a first for you?
Man,
Kyle?
Well, Kyle didn't play for me. Kyle was a BYU
That's
guy.
true. Yeah, that's true.
He was a foreigner
That's
down
different.
there.
He was a foreigner. That's true.
But yeah, I think so. You know, I mean, I've coached a lot of guys. I mean, so
Yeah.
it's just hard to remember all of it. But this is good. You know, it's good for us to have an opportunity to play these guys, and you wish they weren't quite as good as they are, but that's you got to play with what you get.
He always says that. So, one thing that I'd like to say too, that I think I have to say for myself and so Matt can basically hear it, because I don't do a good job of telling people sometimes. But it's important to remember that a lot of the things that we do as a program and we believe in as a program, the views of our core of recruiting and a lot of the things that we do were obviously established from Mac, and he started that, and no one else can claim to put the holder of that idea. You know, there's gurus that claim that they're this and they're that and everything else, and Mac could never say it, but the beliefs and many of the things we believe in as a program and what I believe fits in very special places and very few places, and the state of Utah is really where I believe our plan works, and what our plan is very simple. Everyone knows it, but this guy was the first guy that took a chance on that plan. And I still remember the day when I was a player, and when Utah was able to beat BYU on Scott Mitchell. And that was the first time when I think people finally looked at that and said, now how's the University of Utah going to turn around and have a mission program? You know, how's the University of Utah going to turn around and be able to get Polynesian players in their program, which was very, very foreign? How's the University of Utah going to play with, 50 kids from the state of Utah on their roster, and those are core beliefs of Utah State. It's what I grew up in, and he's the one that started it, and he's the one that's obviously showed that it works very, very well in a couple programs. So I can't let that go without at least publicly saying that.
Gary, then is there a predictability? I mean, you get the game nights, you have a sixth sense from watching the video and everything, but you know his style for over these years.
Well.
Key times in the game, what might happen?
Well, I don't know about key moments in the game and key times in the game, but I know, certain football teams have a certain demeanor and a certain demand of what the head coach wants them to be, and toughness is one with Mac. Running the football is another. He's going to do a tremendous job of using personnel and letting his coaches put their kids in the right spots and be sound. But at the end of the day, there's going to be that toughness factor of we want to be able to pound the football, and I don't care who they play. That was very evident in the first game of the year. They're going to walk into Wyoming and say, we're going to run the ball at you. And if we can't run the ball, we're going to keep trying to run the ball at you. And if we can't run it that way, we're going to find another way to run the ball at you and be physical. So you know what Coach Mac's teams are going to be, and that's exactly that. Tough, hard-nosed, hard-working, believe in themselves. He'll have them fired up. He'll have them ready to play, and they'll walk onto that field absolutely 100% believing that they can win that football game, just as I did as a player in every game that I played for Coach Mac. I always believed, regardless of the circumstances, that number one, I was prepared, and number two, I was going to go in there and we were going to win that football game, and that will be no different.
Gary softened me up. He said, I go out of here and I'll be like a little puppy dog. Oh my God! Oh,
it worked.
Gary's saying all these nice things about me, man. I can't believe he's saying all those.
You know it's true.
Well,
you know it's true.
I know. Hey, I don't know about that, but that's a trip.
That's true.
I'll go back and Paul will say, "Oh, well." Boy, that's so nice because Gary just likes you and he loves you and he wants to kick your ass.
It's truth in all things.
Yeah, truth in all faces. Hey, we love you, but we want to kick the hell out of you. Okay.
You're the same way, right?
Huh?
You're the same way.
Absolutely.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
No, he doesn't love me.
I do too. I want to just be real nice to you, and I want to help your program get where it needs to go, and I need to make sure that.
Yeah. Can we like put a tape recorder in your team meetings this week just to see what you're saying to them?
Yeah, you could.
Whatever.
Be the same song and dance from 40 years ago.
No. You ain't deadlifting and stuff anymore in those team meetings.
No. I gone beyond this, beyond those gimmicks.
That's good.
I'm too old for the gimmicks anymore.
Me too.